tardes, bienvenidos a todos. Una semana más, como todos los miércoles a las 8 hora peninsular, hora de Madrid. Nos conectamos en esta llamada de éxito, esta conferencia, en la cual se dan novedades y noticias que puedan...
Good evening, I would like to welcome you, like every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Spanish time, to our success call of Arbistar 2.0. My name is Ivan Grima. I'm a master distributor of the company Arbistar 2.0. I not belong to the corporate team, I am not the company, but I am blessed with the trust of the company to be working with them and cooperate in some department with them. I am blessed to work with a lot of the clients. We could say that Alex, my associate, and me are like the link between the teams, the clients and the company. Today we are coming out of the office in Tenerife. With me is Matthias and Alex, working here in this beautiful office of Arbistar 2.0 in Tenerife. We came here this week to work closer with the support team. There are sometimes some issues that needed to be resolved, and that's normal in a community that has now over 25,000 members already.
Agradecer, por supuesto, como siempre, cada semana el trabajo que están realizando. Siempre pueden quedar algunas incidencias, correos por contestar, pero la verdad es que el trabajo cada vez es más fluido, cada vez contestan con más rapidez y también es, digamos, el tiempo de solucionar las incidencias también es mucho más corto. También agradecer, como siempre, al equipo de programación. Estamos súper contentos, tanto mi socio Alex Castro como yo, con el equipo de programación. La verdad es que nos han...
I'd like to say thanks again to the whole support team. They are doing a great job. There are sometimes some tickets that take a little bit longer, but we can honestly say that the support team is improving daily and answering the tickets always faster. Like every Wednesday, we are able to have the corporate team, or at least a part of it, with us on this call. Today it will be Diego Felipe Fernandez, who will give us some updates on the personal bot, marketing tools, as well the applications.
Algunos de los integrantes del corporativo. Durante el día de hoy vamos a tener la intervención de Diego Felipe.
That said, as you all know, this success call is not here to explain who Arbistar 2.0 is, what the company is doing, and so on. It is not a call to present the company itself. It is also not a call where the support cases will be discussed. We are not able to handle support cases from where we are streaming the live calls. It is not that we don't like to help, it's just that we don't have the possibility to do it from where we are streaming at the call right now. I will answer some questions that you might have during the call on the end of the call, so please stay with us and wait with your questions. I also like to remind you that we are not allowed any links to be posted in the chat and ask you to be polite and respect each other. Please make sure that you visit our official YouTube channel, which is www.arbistar.com/YouTube, where you could find the presentation video or the success call from the few last weeks, showing you what Arbistar 2.0 is doing and who we are, as well explaining about the Amigo plan, which is the compensation referral program that thousands of members are taking advantage of. But it has to be said that the Amigo plan is optional. Referring or recommending Arbistar 2.0 is optional, and the user don't need to be part of the Amigo plan to take advantage of what Arbistar 2.0 is offering for the members.
Como digo, las preguntas se contestarán a final. Melo, por favor.
I'd like to talk first about some news about the RB Pay card, but before that I'd like also to mention that we had some visitors here from the UK and America. We had some talks with them, and it is always very interesting to meet up with clients and leaders of that kind of caliber. I don't think that they are watching today the success call, but as I said, it was a great honor to have Brandon, Zach, Oliver, Christopher and Yogi with us.
Ciertos clientes aquí en Tenerife, las oficinas. Esta semana también han habido dos clientes de Estados Unidos y de Inglaterra, ¿lo digo bien? Que también alcanzaron el Club Mundial y hemos estado con ellos charlando y la verdad es que es muy gratificante encontrar clientes y empresarios de este calibre, ¿no? Dudo que hoy esté viendo la presentación, pero bueno, ha sido un placer tener aquí.
So let's talk about the RB Pay card. There is some change at the RB Pay card, and for that I like to share my screen with you.
Porque hay una noticia que se mandó y para ello voy a compartir pantalla. El escritorio.
So here you can see my screen now. As you all know, the RB Pay card is not provided directly by Arbistar 2.0, but by UnionPay. The card itself can be used in many different countries, and compared to the other cards like Virex or Coinbase, the RB Pay card is in many countries accepted in which the competition cards are not. The news that I like to share here with you was negotiated between Arbistar 2.0 and the provider this week, and it is about the charging fee that was at 4.6%, which I found a little bit high compared to the competition cards. So it was negotiated with the provider and the new fee is now 2.9% instead.
Sí que es cierto que en muchos países la tarjeta con la cual trabaja Arbi Pay Card pues sí es accesible y las de la competencia pues en muchos países no lo es. No obstante, la gran noticia que tiene esta semana y que Arbistar 2.0 ha podido negociar con
It might be that in the future this fee will be even lower. We will see how the feedback on the card is and then negotiate with the provider again. As you know, the RB Pay card compared to the competition card might have higher fees, but it's clear to see that the RB Pay card is far better with the limits on withdrawal and spending, but reflects also in the capital that can be moved daily and monthly with this card.
Destaca y despunta muchísimo con el tema de los retiros y todo lo que se puede llegar a utilizar, es decir, el capital que se puede llegar.
We have already sent a newsletter explaining this reduction of the card charging fee and also the information about withdrawals, cost of the card, auto fees and so on. Just to repeat the basic information, the user can withdraw maximal 7 times a day, each withdrawal of maximal €500 or US dollar, which gives a total of €3,500 or US dollar per day. So this is clearly much more than the competition cards is offering. Shopping can be used up to €20,000 or US dollar per time, and the card can be charged with up to €50,000 or US dollar. It's always depending which card the user is choosing, euro or US dollar. For many of us, that's a very high limit, but there are a lot of investors and crypto users that are using and moving their crypto daily, and these high limits could be very interesting for them. You will also see information with all the costs and fees for the card and the daily limits as well. So I'm very pleased that the corporate team was able to negotiate this lower fee, even if it's still a little bit higher than the competition.
De hecho, en dicha news pues también se enviaron la tabla de costos, es decir, lo que cuesta la tarjeta, la tasa de cambio, en el momento de retiro, etcétera, ¿no? Aquí estaba todos la tarifa mensual por servicio, etcétera, 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 etcétera. Y luego la tabla de los límites diarios, las transacciones que se pueden hacer de retiro, las transacciones de compras con dicha tarjeta al día, etcétera, ¿no? Así que nada, me parece muy, muy interesante que se haya podido realizar por parte del corporativo esa negociación y haber bajado la tasa de cambio a 2,9, que era un punto flaco del Arbi Pay Card. Continúa estando, como digo, por encima de lo que tiene la competencia, pero desde luego que para muchos pues, va a ser mucho mejor la Arbi Pay Card por esa gran cantidad que pueden llegar a utilizar durante el día, ¿no? Esa era un poco la noticia que quería hablar sobre la Arbi Pay Card. Y también me gustaría mostraros, voy a dejar de compartir, me gustaría mostraros el back office, porque han habido algunas actualizaciones pequeñas.
So this was what I like to share with you about the RB Pay card. And now to the platform, as there was also some small changes done. And for that I like to share my screen of the back office with you.
Bien, como sabéis.
So, as you all know, Arbistar 2.0 is having two different products. The personal bot, which is a personal bot that allows us users to connect with our own exchanges directly. Yes, it is correct that there is a delay with the launch of the personal bot, but let's hear later from Diego if he has some updates on the situation of the personal bot. And the second product, the community bot, which gives the user its own back office, where they can see their investment that they have done with the community bot. The platform is improving daily. As you might remember, we had a little issue with the compounding payout button last week. You can find that button on the profile section. So we had to make some changes here, and the change was that it has now only one button for both income streams, the profit and the commissions. There was some updates made yesterday, and if some users have tried to change the button or change some profile details, they might have experienced some difficulty doing that. This should now be back to normal and working correctly, and every user can now set up their button as they would like to do. Green is compounding, red is payout.
Alguna incidencia durante un periodo de horas. No obstante, ahora funciona correctamente y como estamos a miércoles, pues se puede ajustar para que tú tengas la condición que tú requieras para este sábado, ya sea para el payout o para las aportaciones.
Let's go to the withdrawal section. It has changed a little bit and I'd like to show you what the updates are. As you all know, the investment is locked up for the first 60 days before the user will be entitled to make a capital withdrawal request. As soon as the 60 days run down, no matter if that is an investment or an amount that was compounded, then the user has the possibility to request a withdrawal. There are still a few users who are sending tickets saying that their withdrawal has not arrived yet to their private wallets. As you know, the withdrawal request that was made this month will be paid out on the first Saturday of next month. In this month's case, July, the payout is on the 3rd of August 2019. This is also clearly explained here at the message that every user gets as soon as that the user tries to enter the withdrawal section. So the updates that was done, that I believe are great updates on the withdrawal section, are very fast to see. The available amount is more easy to find now, here on the top. So all the investments and compounding are now on the bottom side of the section. We have still the same possibility to choose the percentage of the capital withdrawal, 25, 50, 75 or 100%, but also new now is that it shows the date of the next withdrawal payments. That is the 3rd of August 2019 for those of you who are requesting in July a capital withdrawal. It is placed nearly to the button that has to be clicked on to send the withdrawal request, so that nobody now can say that they have not seen or not known about the date of the capital withdrawal payment date. Let's go to My Finance. In this section the user can see their daily earnings. This is a test account, so this account has no commission for the Amigo plan, but you could see here also all the commissions that the user would earn if there would be a team.
No tiene organización, no tiene red, pero también se verían todos los apuntes de todas los clientes que tenemos en nuestra organización y ganancias de personal.
The user can here choose what earnings they would like to see, and new here is the payouts. So starting from next Saturday, the user can also see here the payouts that have been sent to their private wallet. The platform is improving daily, and it's a real pleasure to work with the team and its new team members. One of them was introduced at the last success call, as well with Victor Fran, the developer and associate of Arbistar 2.0. We are really pleased with the new updates, as well the way the whole team is working together, making daily improvements to the platform. As you sure remember, I have mentioned in the last week's success call that there will be an updated version of the back office coming soon, the back office version 3. This updated version will be a new experience for the user. The sections will be updated, but in basic everything will work as same, but more easy to understand and to manage for the users.
Ya digo, no tal vez a nivel de plataforma, pero sí a nivel interno es muy gratificante dichas mejoras. No obstante, como mencioné la semana pasada, viene la versión V3, va a ser, digamos, una nueva experiencia también para el cliente. Los apartados van a cambiar de diseño, en principio todo va a funcionar igual, pero sí que es cierto que va a ser mucho más cómodo, más entendible para el cliente poder ver sus ganancias, su red, sus comisiones, en fin, y los diferentes apartados que pueda encontrar en la plataforma. ¿De acuerdo? Así que hemos mencionado lo del apartado Withdraw, hemos mencionado lo de la nueva pestaña que nos encontramos en My Finance y hemos mencionado lo de la Arbipay Card.
So we have talked about the withdraw section, we have talked about the finance section, as well the Arbipay card. I also like to talk this week about the investment possibilities at the community board. As you all know, the minimum investment was increased to €300 worth of Bitcoin and the maximum is €50,000 worth in Bitcoin. The investments is mentioned here in euro, but as you know, payments are all done in Bitcoin. So as soon as that the user goes to the product section, they can see the information of the terms and conditions which every user has to agree on so that they can continue to the investment section. It says here that 30% of the profits generated by the bot are going to the company. This means that the full investment will be used for trading. No monthly or yearly fee will be deducted from it. But the company will get 30% of the daily generated profit. That is 20% used for paying the Amigo plan and 10% for the expenses of the company. And 70% is going to the user's account. This 70% will be then compounded or paid out every Saturday, depending on the selection of the button at the profile section as mentioned before. It does also mention about the 60 days. By clicking on Continue, a new window opens and the user can see here more details about the terms and conditions, which the user has then again to agree on before being able to make the investment. It shows then, and that's very important now, the amount that we would like to invest in euro. Why do I say that this is very important? It is important for the user that creates a new order and especially for the users who are working with the Amigo plan. So when a user generates a new order, the system detects the new order and the process starts. The system detects the payment and completes the order as soon as that the correct amount of Bitcoin was sent by the user to the Arbistar Pay platform, and therefore the system validates the order. So what happened? It does not validate the amount that has been sent, it does validate the amount that is mentioned in the order. The system is making it very easy, as it clearly says the amount in Bitcoin that has to be sent to the platform. Most of the users are doing it right, but unfortunately some users not. I can understand that for some users the crypto world is something new and that they are still learning their way around the system of blockchain. You can't just click without selecting the amount that you like to invest. So let's make an investment of €500 as an example. Don't forget, even if I choose here euro, the investment will be done in Bitcoin. So first I get a message showing how the correct validated order should look like. I have mentioned this many times already, but I will be saying it again and again, as we are still getting support tickets from users saying that it was not the same amount of Bitcoin added to their finance section as they have sent. They say that they have sent more, but it was added less to their account, or that the order was not validated by the system at all. So this is clearly because of this point here, and not because the Arbistar 2.0 team does not like to verify the correct amount. So it's clearly a user mistake, as the user has not sent the correct amount. Here we see a message that says that this is how the picture has to look like after sending the investment. It means that the investment was sent correctly if it looks like this. We click on the order link showing here and the system generates a new order, and as you can see, there is no longer euro mentioned anywhere. It shows here the Bitcoin amount of 0.058222913 that has been calculated at the exchange that Arbistar Pay is working with. Go to your own wallet. I always recommend my Selenium wallet, as with scanning the QR code the wallet automatically detects the amount and receiving address, while other wallets the user has to add all these details manually. The user has asked for €500 investment on the beginning, and they will send €500. But it's the crypto world. That means different exchanges, different BTC prices. So it would be very difficult that a user tries to send €500 worth of Bitcoin from his wallet, and that this would be the exact same amount like the Arbistar Pay platform is asking for. It is therefore very important that the user makes sure that he sends the correct amount of Bitcoin to the platform and also consider the blockchain fees, that some wallets deduct from the sending amount and some deduct it from the wallet. If the user does not consider all these points, then this can cause that the user is then sending a few euro in Bitcoin more or less, which then the system can't validate correctly or not at all. And why is that important for the user who are promoting Arbistar 2.0 with their Amigo plan? If this is a user that you are referring to the company directly, and let's say that this user would like to make an investment of 5,000 euro worth of Bitcoin, just as an example, and then goes to the product section, choose only to send 300 euro worth of Bitcoin, but then sends 5,000 euro worth of Bitcoin, then two things will happen. First, the system will validate the original order of 300 euro worth of Bitcoin. The system works well, but it can't validate a different amount of what the order is showing. The user has then to write a ticket, and the rest will be added manually and validated manually. Second, if the support team was not able to validate the full amount manually until the new trading cycle starts, then the user would have just the profit of the original order amount. And of course, if the user sends less than that, but on the generated order, then the system will not validate the order and the investment will not enter the trading cycle at all. And the reason why that is important to the users that is working with the Amigo plan is that if the referral sends 5,000 worth of Bitcoin but has only an order of 300 euro worth of Bitcoin, then the company will be able to add the rest manually later, but in the direct referral commission it will show only the 300 euro. The difference can't be added later to the commission and bonus calculation. So the sponsor has the responsibility to make sure that the new user knows the correct amount that they have to send to the platform. So that's all that I like to talk about today. I know that these are things that we have talked many times about it already and that we are repeating it every week again. But we will repeat it as many times it needs until everybody understands how the system works. It makes no sense if we make some presentation calls and if I show you some PDF presentation slides, if there are some proceedings that some people not understand yet.
Cuando hay cosas, bueno, realmente interesantes que son y que suceden todas las semanas. Bien, dicho esto, vamos a conectarnos con Diego Felipe Fernández, director de operaciones de Arbistar.
So that's it. Let's ask Diego Felipe to join the call and tell us some news about the personal bot and marketing tools. Hello Diego, how are you doing? Hello Ivan, all fine here, thanks. How are you doing? Can you hear me? Yes, we can hear you. So let's start with the personal bot. We are at the moment working on the last steps so that we could close the issues that I have sent to the development team so that they could make some corrections. I have already started with the testing phase and we will also test in these coming days the automated system. For those of you that will work with the parallel bot, they will be also able to synchronize and balance the exchanges completely automated by acquiring different coins from the back office side. That means that the user can balance the exchanges by moving the coins from one to another exchange directly from the back office so that they could repeat the trading strategy several times. We are also working on the other issues that with the exchanges that have smart contracts and the others that have RS contracts that I have mentioned last week, and this should be uploaded to the backup in the next 2 days as well. That will give the bot the possibility to recognize the wallet and tell us if the bot can't balance themselves. So that's the news about the personal bot and the situation of our working process.
De manera que las personas también puedan balancear en el caso que están trabajando también en modo en estrategias propias podrá balancear los criptos y pasarlas de un exchange a otro de manera que pueda hacer repeticiones en cadena sobre las operaciones de arbitraje. Vale. Por otra parte, pues estamos ahora viendo los wallets, como había dicho la semana pasada, que no concordan entre uno que está en smart contract y otro que está en RC. Entonces estamos también ahora poniendo todo en creo que backup vamos a tenerlo listo en 2 días, eso, para saber que el robot pueda entender qué wallets, en qué sitio, o sea, no se puede balancear. Vale, entonces,
At the same time, we are working on a marketing tool section, which will be available at the same time as we launch the personal bot, so that the users who like to promote the products are able to do so. There will be some landing pages with videos, tutorial explanations, and so on, and everybody can synchronize that with their autoresponder and have automated steps to build their team. We will also provide training about paid traffic, how to use these marketing tools, what is an autoresponder, and so on, for those of the users who do not understand how these marketing tools work or have no experience with it. This will be also integrated to the back office, and it will be very interesting for everybody.
O sea, de atracción, de conversión, vamos a decir, y todo el mundo lo podrá sincronizar con su autorrespondedor.
This will help also the users with no experience how to build a team, get new contacts, and build their database.
Trabajo de manera, vamos a decir, automática, ¿vale? Y esas personas, pues las que no entienden, al mismo tiempo que he estado trabajando, está empezando dando cursos de marketing de cómo usar un enlace de redirección, cómo usar, por ejemplo, tráfico pago, que en el caso son cursos de Bing Ads. Algunos conocerán el motor de búsqueda de Bing, hay muchísima gente, sobre todo hay muchas personas de buena edad que lo usan. Entonces también habrá cursos de cómo utilizar un autorrespondedor. Eso será integrado para los que no saben, que dicen yo qué hago con una página de captura, pero eso puede ser muy, muy interesante para las personas que saben un poco, que no saben, pero que van a ver el nivel de promoción automática y hacerse nuevos contactos y sobre todo tenerlo en base de datos, o sea, una base de datos que siempre podrá usar para él. Eso no hay mejor, pero bueno, es un plus que vamos a integrar después de una vez está listo, pero está prácticamente listo, pero necesitamos tener el producto listo y que lo podáis encajar para empezar a trabajar. Entonces, bueno, esas son las noticias y de verdad que es mucho trabajo lo que estamos haciendo.
Let me see here some answers, some questions. The intra-exchange is not ready yet. We are finishing up the parallel and the automated extension, and we will have a look after that at the intra-exchange. As for a date, 1st of August 2019, yes, I hope that everything goes well and that we are able to launch it at that date. And this is all what we want. This is what the team and I am aiming for, and hopefully we will achieve it if everything goes smoothly.
Bueno, ahora eso es lo que hay hasta ahora y a ver, un segundo. Max BTS, Diego, ¿qué sucede en este momento? Solo hay señales de Arbistar de Bitcoin a USD. Eso, bueno, eso está fuera creo, del bot personal, ¿vale? O son las señales, o sea, no sé de qué me estás hablando exactamente, pero normalmente la entrada en el bot personal, pues está normalmente cerrada, la gente no puede entrar, al menos que tengáis, por ejemplo, unos cachés, que son memorias que están automáticamente puestas como, que están puestos dentro del navegador y que hace que algunas veces no salen, o sea, entonces, y salen cosas diferentes que se quedan hace tiempo en el buffering. Entonces, hay que limpiar bien los caches. Entonces, bueno, pues
And
esto
as
es
for
lo
the
que
application, there was a
ahora
small delay as we
para
found
la
a
aplicación
small issue that we wanted to
de
improve before going online with it. But I believe that this should be also ready this week.
propio app que hemos
So that's all from my side, Ivan.
por dentro y todo.
Give you back the microphone.
Normalmente pienso que ya en esta semana tendría que estar listo. Vale. Entonces, yo creo que es todo, Iván.
Vale, estupendo, Diego, muchas gracias.
Thanks, Diego. Please stay with us. I have written down some questions here, and maybe some of these questions you have to answer.
Mira, me he apuntado aquí algunas preguntas. No te vayas muy lejos por si alguna pregunta sea relacionada con el personal bot y nos puedas ayudar con eso.
Vale.
Bien, las que me he apuntado que me han parecido interesantes. La primera, aportaciones varias y se cuentan 60 días. No sé quién lo ha preguntado. Sí, de hecho, si nos vamos al back office, vuelvo a compartir, porque es mucho más entendible cuando es algo...
The first question is about the several investments and the 60 days rule. Yes, let me just share my screen with you so that I can explain it to you. So if I go to my finance section, every investment and compound has their own dates. It also mentions if it's an investment or compounding. And if we go to withdraw section, then we see that the same details with the amount of days that they are still locked or if they are already available. So to answer your question, all the investments or compound have the 60 days rule.
Si haces una aportación de X Bitcoin y al cabo de un mes vuelves a hacer otra aportación, cada aportación tiene su cuenta regresiva de 60 días y cada compounding también, ¿de acuerdo? Después, también tenía otra pregunta que me ha apuntado.
Next question. If I have created an order and then decided to change the amount before sending the bitcoins, what should I do? Just add more bitcoins to that what I send and open a second order? The best to do is let the first order run out and create a completely new order with the amount that you have decided to send. Don't add more by open a second order. This would not work. The system will not recognize it and you would need to write a ticket. This would just cost you time and give the support more work.
El sistema te va a acreditar la orden inicial que creaste. Así que te va a suceder lo mismo. Puedes perder días de rendimiento o vas a pensar que tus bitcoins no se han enviado de manera correcta o que Arbistar ha cogido tu dinero, etc. ¿De acuerdo?
Next is the question about some application. The application question was already answered by Diego.
Y quiero mencionar el tema de los hackeos.
Let's talk about hacking issues. With the development team and the compliance team, both departments working very hard and correctly, I have to say that I have not found one phishing page. We are getting a few tickets where the user is saying that someone has entered their account and has changed their wallet address or other private details. And I really cannot explain how that could happen. So I cannot really answer such question, as we not have any security failure so far, as we control the platform on a daily basis. Sure, there are some attacks that happens to any other web page as well, but how can I say it now? I would say like this. First, we, the company, we never ask for your personal details over WhatsApp. Second, avoid to connect on a public Wi-Fi that you don't know. Open a portal hotspot with the known mobile of a friend and use their connection. That's easy to do and it's more safe than using a stranger's Wi-Fi connection. For example, the application, all the information that Arbistar 2.0 is sending is only sent by newsletter or at this call, and these are the correct and true information. We have mentioned it last week that there was people who tried to upload an application form at the Google Play Store. So everything that is not officially announced here or sent by a newsletter or set up at the back office, I would just ignore it. Don't listen to it, don't use it.
Si no, sería Apple Store, desde Apple. En Apple Store son muy estrictos, pero en Play Store puede ser que se les haya colado alguna. Así que todo lo que no sea oficial, lo que no esté en el back office o lo que no esté en una news o lo que no se digan en estas llamadas de éxito, no hagáis caso, ¿de acuerdo? El bono de los 10 niveles. He visto otra...
The next question is about the 10 levels. If a user has a turnover of 30,000 euro worth in Bitcoin in his direct line.
Una facturación de 30.000 euros. Vamos a poner dicha pantalla. Por favor, las preguntas, si las escuchamos todos, mucho mejor, porque seguro que...
Okay, let me first share my screen with you so that I can answer this question.
Si nos vamos a los bonos,
You can see here that all 3 bonuses that we have, and if a user has a turnover of more than 30,000 euro worth of Bitcoin.
Pero estos son premios, ¿no? Por hacer Los 3 son premios, sí. Primer bono. Bono de los desbloqueos de 10 niveles. Cuando una persona alcanza una facturación superior a los 30.000 euros en Bitcoin, cuando cada uno de los clientes que directamente nosotros referimos al proyecto, hay una contabilidad en euros interna que solo únicamente funciona para la facturación, pues cuando supera los 30.000 euros, cuando hacen dicha aportación, esa aportación se congela a ese...
Which we also can see at the dashboard. Not at this account, as this account has not a team. So if someone has reached the first bonus by having over 30,000 euro worth of Bitcoin in their direct line, but then some of their team would make a capital withdrawal, then the amount would go under the needed 30,000 euro worth of Bitcoin. What means that the sponsor would go back to only 5 levels of commission, and level 6 to 10 would be blocked again. So easy said, the turnover has to stay over 30,000 euro worth of Bitcoin to be entitled to all the 10 levels of commission. This also counts for other 2 bonuses. If someone has 98,000 euro worth of Bitcoin and is aiming to get bonus number 2 by reaching the 100,000 euro worth of Bitcoin, and then some of the direct referral would make a withdrawal, then of course the total amount would be affected by it. The same of the world bonus. If you not complete the first and the second bonus, then the user would also not be entitled to world bonus number 3.
El bono mundial lo podrías perder, ¿de acuerdo? Así que esa era la pregunta. Otra pregunta interesante, dice, ¿las ganancias las puedo cobrar directamente en la tarjeta Arbistar?
Another interesting question, can I send my earnings from Arbistar directly to RB Pay card? No, the earnings have to be sent first to your private wallet, and from there you can then send it to the RB Pay card platform, where it will be automatically exchanged to the currency of the card that the user has chosen.
Y cuando llegue allí se te pasará a euros o a dólar, ¿de acuerdo? Así que no puedes cobrarlo directamente, no es un wallet como tal, es un procesador de pagos donde tú puedes hacer ahí el intercambio y utilizarlo. Hola, mi duda es fácil, llevo 3 semanas y con esta aproximadamente 4 con el botón de retirar, escribo ticket cada 6 días, ¿de acuerdo? Se me ha perdido y me parece interesante. No me llegan mis retiros semanales, me dijeron que cuando ves en la billetera, me dijeron que puede ser mi billetera STML. Lo comprobé y está bien, mis ganancias semanales.
There is a question about the withdraw button and the issue that the user has not received their weekly payment. I will write it down and have a look at it directly. I cannot help you right here, as I have no access to the support portal, and this is not a call for support issues. Thanks for understanding, and again I will have a look at it after the call and we will find a solution.
El sistema no lo envía, se acumula y entonces se envía cuando se haya acumulado. Como digo, de los 25.000 clientes se hacen cientos y miles de payouts los sábados de pagos y es posible que exista alguna incidencia, Omar. No obstante, todo se soluciona y si tu caso está en soporte, se solucionará. Pero me he apuntado el nombre y lo vamos a revisar, ¿de acuerdo?
Somebody is recommending to delete all the inactive members in their back office. I think that's not an issue. It doesn't really disturb. So, and it doesn't also disturb the system, so I don't think that this is a real issue.
Bueno, no es algo súper vital, pero es una sugerencia como tal y como tal también la vamos a estudiar, ¿por qué no? Cada cliente tiene su criterio y escuchar, al menos hay que escuchar.
Sorry that I have to laugh, but that's a little bit a strange question. The question is there any emergency plan in case that the CEO dies? I'm not going into details about the corporate. It's not my place to ask things like that, but I am sure that the corporate team has its security steps integrated for any case. This is something that everybody learns that is working in the world of cryptocurrency.
Es algo que desde luego que si llevas un tiempo en el mercado en el criptoespacio, pues lo tienes muy presente. Pero gracias.
Diego just said that it is important that not all three associates would die on the same place at the same time.
Gabriel, y te lo quería contestar, pero sí, gracias, sí, está más que contemplado, me imagino. Yo sé que sí, pero sí.
Next question. Next is about the community bot and how it will be managed when it reaches the 50,000 euro worth of Bitcoin. Yes, as you all know, the minimum is 300 euro now and the maximum is 50,000 euro worth in Bitcoin. Please remember that the amount is calculated on the date that the investment was done. So the euro amount does not move with the price of the Bitcoin, no matter what the Bitcoin price is doing. So the user is then no more able to make more investment and is then automatically forced to receive the weekly payouts as soon as that the account reaches the maximum investment possibility. That's correctly.
Cuando una cuenta llega a dicha cantidad, no puede hacer más aportaciones, se le prohíbe dicha aportación y por supuesto se le obliga a hacer un payout todas las semanas, ¿de acuerdo?
If I have an account of 300 euro and after the 60 days I would withdraw 50% of the capital, would it be still active? Sure, your account is still active as long as the active contribution is not less than 100 euro. That's the minimum amount that is set for the moment as a limit for an active account. I believe if someone makes a withdrawal request that would put the active contribution under 100 euro worth of Bitcoin, then that would lead the company to send the full amount and close the account, as going under 100 euro worth of Bitcoin of an active contribution would be seen as a sign of no longer being interesting to keep the account active. And yes, the maximum investment of the community bot is 50,000 euro worth in Bitcoin.
De acuerdo, continuamos. Vamos a hacer algunas preguntas más.
Is it confirmed that the personal bot will be launched on the 1st of August? You all know that confirming a date is a little bit difficult.
¿Qué exchange son los más recomendados para el personal bot? Porque para los 13 a lo mejor no tengo capital suficiente. Esa pregunta tal vez no la puede contestar Diego. ¿Qué exchange son los más recomendados?
What are the most recommended exchanges to work with the personal bot, as I might not have enough capital to start with all the 13 exchanges? This is a question that Diego can answer better than me. What do you think, Diego?
¿Te reactivo el audio?
Se fue la conexión durante 15 segundos. Se quedó todo.
Sí, te veía ahí congelado.
Sorry, my connection was cut for 15 seconds. Let me just listen. Okay. What are the most recommended exchanges to work with the personal bot, as I might not have enough capital to start with all the 13 exchanges? Good. So for me, to be honest, I would open all the 13 exchanges. And when the personal bot is launched, then I would watch the strategies that are coming in. And from there I would decide which of the exchanges I would like to work with. But don't forget, there are sometimes some great opportunities in other exchanges and the user can take advantage of it if the user does not have opened that exchange in their list, of course.
Que no estaba previsto que haya, y entonces hagas un balanceo y te aproveches de otra operación. Esa sería, creo, la mejor respuesta posible.
Estupendo.
Sí.
Genial, gracias.
Where can I see the total investments that are so far in my active contribution at the community bot, so that I could see how much it's still available until it's full? The clients can see that. I think that's a good question and I will forward it to the development department and ask for advice. If an account holder dies, what happens with the account? I really don't know what you have today with the subject of dying, Life is so beautiful. That said, every user should have their details and keys written down somewhere, so that a special person would have access to it in such case. Arbistar, of course, cannot know if somebody dies or not, and I really hope you not, but the company can't know that, and with so many members that the company has already. So it's important that every user has this also already considered.
Pero eso es de por sí, es una ley que existe. Alex, como no, que es el bueno de los dos de los socios, ley
Alex is sending me a note and it says the law of the last will. This law is different in each country.
¿Qué más? Vamos a continuar. Algunos minutitos más. ¿Santi está de vacaciones? No, Santi no está de vacaciones. Santi está reunido con otras cuestiones y, por supuesto, no todas las semanas podemos contar con todo el corporativo. Por ejemplo, Víctor hace muchos días que lo podemos tener muy poquito y también se le echa de menos, pero créeme, están ahí, están trabajando los tres socios siempre. ¿Qué más? ¿Alguna pregunta más interesante que no hayamos contestado? Gracias, Alexis. Ya podemos morirnos tranquilos. No, por favor. Qué manía hoy con lo de morir. Con lo bonito que es la vida. ¿Hay contrato que respalde el capital?
Is the investment backed up with the guarantee contract? No, there is no guarantee. Not even with pensions or insurance or other things that are known as the most secure investments, and especially not in a market that is volatile, that can be hacked and so on. Talking about hacking, I start talking about before, let's come back to this issue, the company Frictor Run with the development team and also Diego Felipe with the operation department have all for sure set up the security as high as possible to avoid all kind of attacks. But giving a guarantee is very difficult. There is no real business that can offer that, as many things could happen.
Garantías, hoy en día es muy complicado, ningún negocio te las puede ofrecer y si te dicen que sí, 100%, no. Garantías porque pueden suceder muchas cosas, no por falta de ética o demás. Sugiero pongan un apartado donde demos de alta a un beneficiario. He leído una pregunta. Estoy muy interesado en la grabación de la conferencia de anoche, 11 horas, de Juan Rodríguez. Yo no sé dicha grabación, se la puedo pedir. José Luis.
Will the two button at the profile section return? I believe this is planned, but for now we have one, and that's also a good solution.
Cobramos todas las semanas como se cobran en muchos países, ¿no?, del mundo, así que está bastante bien. Tú puedes elegir cada semana si quieres payout o no.
What happened with the bonus changes if the personal bot will not be launched on the 1st of August? I guess that the corporate team will inform about any updates regarding this, in case that the personal bot is not ready yet.
He completado, no entiendo muy bien, y aparece 7% cuando he facturado.
There's a small difference in the amount that was paid out compared what it was supposed to be sent. Why is that? Did you consider the fees? If yes, then please send a ticket and the support team will have a look at it, as I can't really check from this computer here.
En el apartado de productos, cuando haces dicha aportación, lo explica bien claro que hay un 1% de tasa que se queda Arbistar por muchos fees que se tiene que comer Arbistar. Así que no sé si lo has contabilizado. Y si no, desde soporte te lo podrán contestar. Es que aquí no tengo las herramientas. El volumen de BTCs mueve el Community Bot. Francisco, es algo privado por parte de la empresa. Clientes, ya te puedo asegurar que son 25.000 clientes, Alex. 25.000 clientes, un poquito más, creo.
Will the profit at the Community Bot increase in August? I can tell you. I really cannot tell you that. Will the Bitcoin be at 30,000 euro at the end of the year? Who knows? No one can tell you that. The market is the main factor who will answer these kind of questions.
Se harán tutoriales de cómo funciona el personal bot, el propio Diego Felipe hará conferencias también y yo ayudaré en la medida que puedan hacer dichos tutoriales. Vamos a leer 2 preguntas más. Llegamos casi a la hora. Había una de
So, a few more questions as we are closing in at the hour. The amount that are withdrawn with the RBPay card, will that show up in any document? The card is in your name. UnionPay is a Chinese provider and they have, of course, to declare all the transactions in their country. UnionPay is one of the biggest card providers worldwide. It's maybe not yet used a lot here in Europe, but it is in Asia. That said, I repeat myself, the card is 100% legal and it's issued in your name. So I don't really know how to answer this question, but for myself, I am paying all the taxes as in these times. Everything is getting more strict and more serious. So I pay to avoid any bad surprises later. They now can put you behind bars for up to 4 years, so I recommend to make it as legal as possible, but it's your decision. Will there be any new product coming out beside the personal bot? Yes, there will be more software coming out. They are already thinking about it, making some designs for it, planning for it, so that Arbistar will be around for many, many, many years to come. I can't log in from my iPhone, but from the web. Why is that? You can log in from the laptop, but not from the iPhone. Is it possible that you have saved your details incorrectly at your iPhone? Please check. Will be the RBPay card sent to my country? Please check the provider's homepage. It is there mentioned which countries are allowed and which not. Is it correct that the community bot will be closed in 45 days? I have no idea where you got this information from. I have no knowledge about that and the corporate team did not inform me about something like that. So I don't believe that this is correct. Again, officially news will be sent only by newsletter or shared here on this weekly success call. Everything else, just ignore it. Yes, it is possible that the access to the community bot will be closed for new investors. This was mentioned and explained a few times already. This is depending on the volume, the market and other details. And it will be then decided if it will be made like a private club or if it's just a certain time frame that it will be closed, if the volume could be increased and so on. And this was said from the first day since the company launched the community bot.
Y se ha dicho de que, bueno, era una opción de que si se lleva a cabo, pues es posible que suceda, pero no ni en 45 días, no, esa información no ha salido oficialmente, ni oficialmente ni extraoficialmente, o sea, no se ha mencionado nunca ninguna cantidad de días. Estoy feliz con Arbistar. Gracias, María. Yo también, mucho trabajo, pero también muy feliz, la verdad.
What's going on the YouTube channel? It was said that it was censored. I have no idea what YouTube channel you are referring to, and this is not the place to talk about these kind of things. As you all know, there are terms and conditions that was just updated a few weeks ago from the compliance department, where all they can do and more important, all they cannot do are explained. So if the company is restricting a YouTube channel, then it's because they are not telling the truth or not doing it correctly, which both will end up giving a wrong picture of Arbistar.
Es decir, compliance es muy estricto para bien y para mal. Así que si se ha puesto en contacto será porque tiene algún punto que no está cumpliendo de los anexos 1 o 2. Demasiadas preguntas. Que no me da tiempo. Y llegamos a la hora de llamada de éxito. Así que nada, esto era todo por hoy. Hay semanas que hay más noticias, semanas que menos, se intenta contestar todo.
So that's all for today. There are some weeks that we have more news, some weeks that we have less news, and we always try to answer as many questions as possible. As we always say, we continue to work, we are continuing to improve our products and platform, thinking of new products, and I like to say thanks to Diego Felipe for being with us today. Also thanks a lot to the support team and the corporate team for all the great work they are doing.
Pero bueno, así que nada. Diego Felipe Fernández, director de operaciones, muchísimas gracias por poder estar hoy con los clientes, con nosotros y poder compartirnos esas noticias. Gracias.
Gracias a vosotros, Iván.
Y nada, como siempre, gracias a soporte, gracias a programación.
I wish you all a great, successful week and see you all in the next success call, as always on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Spanish time zone. See ya.
Monstruos, Víctor Fran con su equipo de programación, Diego Felipe con las operaciones y sus ideas de marketing, personal bot, etcétera, y Santi Fuente, que también está armando aquí en Tenerife un holding cerrado de empresas legales de Arbistar, es de un paraguas muy correcto, ¿no? Así que nada, me despido, les deseo muchísimo éxito, les mando un saludo y nos vemos en la próxima llamada la semana que viene. Un saludo y éxito.